There's a small house on a hill in Madeira, Portugal. No elevator, no space to spare. A family of 6 crammed into rooms that could barely fit them. In one of those rooms, a boy used to fall asleep with a ball at his feet because there was nowhere else to put it. That boy's heart would one day nearly end his career before it began. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. This is the story of Cristiano Ronaldo. Not just the goals, not just the trophies, but the boy who refused to accept the size of the world he was born into. Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro was born in 1985 in Funchal, the capital of Madeira, a Portuguese island far removed from the football powerhouses of Lisbon and Porto. His father worked as a kit man for a local club, earning almost nothing. Money was so tight that, as a boy, Cristiano sometimes went without proper meals. But poverty didn't slow him down, it sharpened him. On cracked streets and dusty pitches, he played with a hunger that older boys noticed immediately. Coaches at his first club, Andorinha, saw a kid who didn't just want to win. He wanted to be undeniable. By 8, he'd moved to Nacional. By 12, Sporting Lisbon paid to bring him to the mainland, meaning an 11-year-old had to leave his entire family behind, alone, to chase a dream that wasn't guaranteed to happen. He cried himself to sleep some nights in that sporting academy dorm. He also became the best player anyone there had ever seen. Here's a detail most highlight reel skip. As a teenager, Ronaldo was diagnosed with a racing heart, a condition that, left untreated, could have ended his career, or worse. He underwent a procedure to correct it. Days later, he was back on the training pitch. Even his own body couldn't slow him down for long. In 2003, Manchester United played a pre-season friendly against Sporting. A raw 18-year-old winger destroyed United's defence so completely that United's own players walked into the locker room afterward and told manager Sir Alex Ferguson, "Sign him. Now." Ferguson did. Ronaldo arrived in England as a flashy, step-over-happy teenager, talented but unfinished. Older teammates, including Roy Keane, weren't shy about telling him so. So he changed. He stopped performing tricks for applause and started building a machine. Ferguson has said that Ronaldo was the only player who ever asked to stay behind after training, every single day, to shoot free kicks, drill headers, and run extra sprints, long after everyone else had gone home. That obsession turned a gifted winger into an unstoppable force. By 2008, Ronaldo had 59 goals in a single season, a Premier League title, a Champions League trophy, and his first Ballon d'Or, the award given to the best player on the planet. He was 23, and he was just getting started. In 2009, Real Madrid paid a then world record fee to bring him to Spain. It was there that Ronaldo transformed again, from a dazzling wide player into arguably the most devastating goal scorer the sport has ever seen. This was also the beginning of football's greatest rivalry, Ronaldo versus Lionel Messi. Two generational talents, pushing each other to heights neither might have reached alone. For over a decade, the sport didn't just watch them play, it reorganized itself around their duel. At Madrid, Ronaldo didn't just score goals, he hunted them. 4 Champions League titles in 5 years, a run of scoring in the final of the tournament 3 years running, a single-season Champions League scoring record, 17 goals, that still stands as one of the most jaw-dropping numbers in the sport's history. For all his club success, there was one prize that eluded him for years, a major trophy with Portugal, his home nation. In 2016, at the European Championship final, Ronaldo went down injured in the first half and had to be carried off in tears. Most stars would have stayed in the locker room. Ronaldo put on a coach's bib and spent the rest of the match on the sideline, screaming instructions, pushing his teammates, refusing to let the dream die just because his body had failed him. Portugal won. Ronaldo lifted the trophy on crutches. It remains one of the most human moments of his entire career. Proof that his will to win didn't live only in his legs. In 2018, already 33 years old, an age when most elite players are winding down, Ronaldo shocked the football world again by joining Juventus in Italy. Not because he needed the money, because he wanted to prove he could conquer a new league too. He did. 2 Serie A titles followed, along with more scoring records, in a country whose defences are historically the hardest in the world to break down. Ronaldo's greatest opponent in his 30s wasn't a rival defender, it was time itself, and he trained as if he intended to beat it outright. Stories about his discipline have become almost mythical, reportedly sleeping in structured cycles throughout the day rather than one long stretch at night, avoiding alcohol entirely, and maintaining a body fat percentage that sports scientists have compared to athletes a decade younger. Where most players slow down after 30, Ronaldo kept setting sprint speed and physical testing numbers that stunned his own coaching staff. It's a big part of why he was still scoring at the highest level well into his late 30s, not despite his age, but almost in defiance of it. By the numbers, Ronaldo's career is almost absurd, well over 900 senior career goals, the all-time leading scorer in Champions League history, the all-time leading scorer for a men's national team on the planet, 5 Ballon d'Or awards, Champions League titles with 2 different clubs, but numbers alone don't explain him. What explains him is the 11-year-old who left home alone, the teenager who stayed late every single night, the captain who coached from crutches because leaving wasn't an option. Cristiano Ronaldo was never the most naturally gifted player to touch a football. He simply refused, at every single stage, to accept a ceiling. From a cramped house on a Madeira hillside to the very top of world sport, his story isn't really about talent at all. It's about what happens when obsession meets discipline, and neither one ever lets up.